Welcome back to the Goddess Complex, the podcast where we heal, evolve, and occasionally realize that the universe wasn't attacking us. We were just making questionable decisions. I'm your host, Ashley, spiritual wellness coach, EFT practitioner, and someone who has had to look in the mirror and say, girl, respectfully, this one's on you. And today's episode is called, Actually, I'm the Problem. Now, before you panic and think that this is a self-roast session, hear me out. This isn't about shame. This isn't about beating ourselves up. This is strictly about something way more empowering, taking responsibility for our own happiness. Because at some point in every healing journey, we stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, why do I keep participating in this? I think one of the hardest pills to swallow as an adult is realizing that nobody is coming to save us. Not the perfect relationship, not the perfect job, not the perfect amount of money, not the perfect body. And definitely not the person who keeps leaving us on red, but still somehow watches every single one of our stories. We spend so much time waiting for something outside of us to make us happy. And then one day we wake up and realize I've been handing out responsibility for my happiness like free samples at Costco. And honestly, that realization changed my life. Because I used to think happiness was something that happened to me. Now, I understand that it's something I create. Not every day, and not perfectly, but intentionally. And here's where the accountability comes in, right? Sometimes we blame our circumstances for things we're actually tolerating. We say, I'm unhappy in my relationship, but yet we're staying. I'm unhappy at my job, but we're refusing to explore new opportunities. I'm unhappy with my life, but here we are making the same choices every single day and expecting different results. Again, no judgment. I've been there. We have all been there. But growth starts when we stop asking who to blame and start asking what we're willing to change. Because accountability isn't punishment, it's fucking power. And the moment you realize you're creating part of your experience is the moment you realize you can create something different. And honestly, that's terrifying. Because if we're not the victim of our circumstances, then we suddenly have choices. And choices require action. And action requires courage. And courage is a lot less fun than complaining. Let's be honest. Complaining is free. Growth is expensive. Growth costs comfort. Growth costs excuses. Growth costs the version of you that wants everyone else to change while you stay exactly the same. One of the biggest shifts I ever made was realizing that my happiness could not depend on other people behaving exactly how I wanted them to. Because people are going to disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. Life will life. But if your happiness is built entirely on external circumstances, you'll constantly feel unstable. And true confidence comes from knowing I trust myself to create joy no matter what's happening around me. That statement is powerful. That's freedom. That's goddess energy. Not controlling everything. Trusting yourself through anything. Let's talk about something uncomfortable. Sometimes we're the reason we're stuck. Not because we're broken. Not because we're incapable. But because we're scared. Scared to fail. Scared to succeed. Scared to be judged. Scared to be seen. So we procrastinate, we overthink, we wait for the perfect time. And then we convince ourselves that life is happening to us. Meanwhile, our dreams are sitting in the corner like, are you done overanalyzing yet? Because I'd love to get started. Listen, healing isn't becoming perfect. It's becoming honest. It's being able to say, maybe my habits are contributing to this. Maybe my mindset needs work. Maybe I've been abandoning myself. Maybe I've been waiting for someone else to give me permission. And the beautiful thing is, the moment you can say, actually, I'm part of the problem, you can also say, actually, I can be part of the solution. That's where your power lives. Not in blame, not in shame, in ownership. So if you take one thing from today's episode, let it be this. Taking accountability for your happiness doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It means recognizing that your life changes when you stop waiting for someone else to change it. You deserve joy. You deserve peace. You deserve fulfillment. But nobody can build those things for you. That's your work. And the good news, you're more than capable of doing it. So thank you for listening to episode 2 of The Goddess Complex. If this episode called you out a little bit, good. That means we're growing. And until next time, stop waiting for permission. Stop outsourcing your happiness. And remember, the moment you take responsibility for your life is the moment you realize how powerful you really are.